Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Chat Manitors, for your help. I appreciate it. And this is another thing that I have to pay attention to. The application changed. Well, the YouTube application changed again. Anyway, that's okay. That's easier than everything else. All right. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me. We will negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. Feel free to donate if you are available, if you can, and if you like the work that I am doing, please give me a thumbs up as well. Having said that, somebody asked me about World War III because of what happened and what Israel has done. I'm not getting World War III, my friends. Yes, Iran is going to retaliate, okay? Even if it's not right away. And it may last a while, but I'm not seeing, at least not now, and any other part, like, you know, the entire Middle East getting engulfed. Yes, we know Iran has proxies. They're going to use the proxies. They're going to do everything in the book to retaliate. Let me tell you something. Why Iran is so vulnerable. And Trump better take a lesson from what's happening. Iran has a society basically that's very unhappy. They don't like the mullahs because of the way they are being treated. It's a dictatorship, or probably worse than a dictatorship. That's what they want. People like Mike Johnson, Trump, no. The fruitcake guy doesn't care, okay? He just wants to be king. But other believers, okay, women have to stay home barefoot and pregnant. You can't do this, you can't wear that. All kinds of stuff they have plans for us. What they're gonna have here, if they succeed, is gonna be as bad. But the reason why Israel is able to dominate and will continue to dominate the situation in Iran is because I'm going to try to put it's because of the fracture. The government against the people, okay, and that creates opening for anyone else or everyone else. And I feel the Iranian people will benefit from this. It may not happen tomorrow. The mullahs are going to go. That's what's coming. But the fruitcake guy is about to create a situation similar in this country if they were to succeed. Okay. Okay, I'll get to that. Let me finish with the Iranian stuff first. In Israeli, they're going to use every thing in the book. Thank you, Elizabeth Martinez, for renewing your membership. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, the Iranians are going to use every play in the book, okay, to get back to hit Israel back. That's understandable. They're going to attack us too. Everybody who participated in this, they're going to do something. But I don't feel it's going to have that much of an effect. Okay? It's going to be damaging whenever they take action. They're not going to sit back. But I wouldn't worry about World War III. I wouldn't worry about this getting out of hand. the person that could cause a lot of problem, I'm going to get off this subject, is Putin. He has his hands full. Right now, the best Putin can do is, that's all. That's my prediction. World War III, I'm not seeing it yet. If I see it, I'll let you guys know. I fell asleep last night thinking about this and Senator Padilla. I saw myself sitting in a huge house. I don't know if it was mine or if it wasn't mine, but I'm somewhere talking to people, laughing. So, yes, we have major challenges, but we're going to be out, we're going to be okay. The next reference is the arrest of Senator Padilla. Intuitively, that was the biggest blunder Trump has made so far, because intuitively I feel that arrest has proven to every single American, whether you enjoy, the crazy MAGAs or Republicans, however you want to call them, okay, who wants to see the liberals pay for whatever liberals did to them. I have no idea. I don't even think they know themselves. But they will cheer anything that happens to anyone, they don't like when it comes to politics or the color of your skin. There is a policy, unknown and unwritten policy, in the Trump administration, okay, to humiliate and arrest Democratic lawmakers or anything that has to do with Democrats at every turn, any opportunity. If you look at the video, you will see Norm speaking, and it seems like to me Senator Padilla was somewhere in the back because you couldn't hear him very well. You could hear him, but since he didn't have a mic and the woman is holding a press conference, okay, he's a senator, according to what I hear. He can ask questions. He's been trying to communicate with her, him and other senators, and to no avail. So he thought he would ask a question. If you look at her face, intuitively I feel she saw him when he came in. She was ready, and I would not be surprised. She gave the order. You know something? I'm not going to say I wouldn't be surprised. She instructed her bodyguards to arrest him and kick him out if he did anything. They were following orders, and I'm going to tell you why. If I were an FBI agent and a senator walks into the room, I didn't know he's a senator. Okay? Okay, even if you don't know, the minute the person tells you, I am a U.S. senator, you're going to back off and say, oh, you are? If you notice, they didn't flinch. Norm didn't flinch. They booted him out. That's what Trump wanted. And it's backfiring. It's probably not obvious yet because of the Israeli strike against Iran. Tomorrow is going to be a major gauge. And it's going to be an opportunity to let Trump know how far he's going to be able to get with his uni-presidency, whatever they want to call it, this dictatorship thing he wants to do. Tomorrow he's going to put Trump on notice how far he can get with that situation. Because intuitively, please let me know, guys, post a few other people I'm sure some of you have mentioned before you have friends who are Republicans or even MAGAs. They will tell you, yes, that was annoying, but it's okay. I mean, it's what happened to Senator Padilla is scary. That's what happens. Right now in Haiti, they don't do that anymore. They'll just burn you or kill you. And that's what would come to this country if Trump and the people around him and the Heritage Foundation were to succeed in imposing dictatorship in this country. And what you're seeing happening in Iran, we would be open. Americans wouldn't be the way Americans used to be. There would be a guerrilla war in this country. And we would become very, very vulnerable if Trump and the Heritage Foundation people were to succeed. And that's what's happening in Iran. Okay? But everything you saw that unfolded yesterday with Senator Padilla is part of the playbook. This is going to blow up in their faces. I don't understand how dumb whoever. I mean, that's the Trump playbook. He's not capable of thinking critically how to do things and benefit if that's what you want. He's going to shut down everything. He's starting in California, testing how far he can get, and he's positioning troops. That's what he wants to do. Like I said last week, and I did not know at the time when I said it, I don't trust the Supreme Court. Okay? But tomorrow, we'll put them on notice as well. What we want, the people. That's what's going to put an interrogation, a question mark in the mind of the Supreme Court. Well, the MAGAs and the conservatives and the Supreme Court. Tomorrow will be a major day, intuitively I feel. But what Fruitcake is doing, what he did yesterday, and the stories and videos that are coming out, how they are treating people who are helping us every day to eat. They are picking up our fruits, help collect, our food from the field, all those things. Among other things, they help us build homes. They are all over, all types of industries. They want to get rid of them. I don't know. That's how they're not thinking who they think are going to be able to do those jobs. But they want to back them, get them out of this country, or put them in prison somewhere. This is going to leave this country very vulnerable. And we have to, the Trump people don't understand. We have a ton of people of color in the military. And yes, they are part of the backbone of the military throughout our society, everywhere. I don't know what their logic is, but my prediction is if they were to succeed, it would be a recipe for disaster. But so far, my prediction is he's going to run away. I don't see. Is that you? No, that's not you. I don't see this succeeding. I'm scrolling down to make sure it wasn't one of you. I didn't think so because it's not the YouTube number. That's my YouTube phone. But it's this number. It seems like one of those people calling you saying somebody has it, from a bank, and it's not true. But anyway, intuitively, I don't think I'm going to be wrong. Yesterday marked the beginning of the crumbling of the Trump regime. Because Americans are not used to this. It is shocking. And they are smart enough, they don't need my intuitive impression to realize from the video, not people telling them stories, something is wrong. This is not America, not the America that we know. And also, this is creating or has created openings and give cover to Republicans in the House and in the Senate to say or do something. They are terrified. There is a thing in French that says, "L'union fait la force," together, united we stand. If they should try that sometimes. Whoever is making those threats on their lives and that of their families, I know there are investigations going on anyway. You got to stand up to these people. You can't cower to them. But I guess this is going to help them because they too have realized today's intimidation, people calling you or threatening your family. Tomorrow, what they did to Senator Padilla, it's going to happen to them, not because they did anything, because they behave a way or they look at somebody in Fruitcake's circle, or they are perceived of looking at somebody the wrong way. And they come and do this to you in front of your kids, your mom, your wife, and everything else, your family. Yeah, they are beginning to feel even more vulnerable now. Republicans in the House and in the Senate. Regardless, right now, they are trying to make believe it didn't happen, but they know. Mike Johnson is all in. And, it's not everybody in the House when I said that. It's some of them. The leadership, they are all in into changing this country into a dictatorship. Remember, guys, I don't remember when I said it. We need to remove from Mike Johnson up in order to save this country. But I don't know if we have a mechanism or how it's going to happen. But that's the solution. What I mean is get them out of office, put them in retirement somewhere. Otherwise, this thing is going to persist. Whenever they impeach Trump or whatever they do with him, okay, his removal won't be enough after yesterday. And they're not going to stop. I said it a while back. These people don't walk off the field. You have to remove them. And that's what's going to have to be done. I feel it will be done, but I don't know how. I'm not sure. But all I can tell you, they will fail. And You know something? They know after yesterday, the reaction, the public reaction that they observed after the Padilla situation, it's not good. And remember I told you, this may trigger the firing of Stephen Miller. It's not going to happen today. There is a realization in the people's house that SM is not in the best interest of this regime. And as I'm saying this, I'm seeing the daughter of Fruitcake, like I said many times before. They are realizing they are on a very dangerous course, and their plan is not going to work. No one is afraid. They were hoping by this time the American people would be more afraid. That's not happening. Nobody's backing away or saying, please, not happening. That my prediction is what they did yesterday will blow up in their faces. And this is the beginning of Fruitcake's regime imploding. It's been imploding slowly, but I was looking for signs. Yesterday, they're not going to be able to overcome that. That's my prediction. Let me see what you guys, if there are any questions. Okay. I'm looking. Krista McCracken said the takedown of Senator Padilla was sickening and cruel. That's, I agree with you 100% and more, and something else. Saturday, was that Saturday or Monday, when Fruitcake went and spoke at Fort Bragg, shows that our military is a reflection of our society. But intuitively, I feel they too are aware of what happened to Senator Padilla. It's hitting them the wrong way. And that's also saying to them, and also, don't be mistaken, the American military try to create leaders at every level. I've never been in the military, but even if somebody is a simple corporal, okay, if you see them behave when they leave the military after 2 years or so, it's a different person, and they can take leadership because they've been trained and it's been ingrained in them. They know what's right and what's wrong. That, it feels like to me, is part of what's going to cause a lot of them to do the right thing. So that's why I'm saying to you, what happened yesterday did not only, shocked us, it shocked them too. Please, those of you who have been in the military, please let me know if I'm right as far as even a simple corporal, okay? They develop leadership skills, they take initiatives, and otherwise, if they were robots or think like the Russians, and that's what differentiates our military from the Russian military. Our guys, not only being disciplined, but they are taught to think and do things as well. Yes, you're following the commander to fire and this position, from this position at this site somewhere. But if you have to move to have a better, if you have to move to a better position, okay, to be more effective, you're going to take the initiative to do it. And that's the difference between us and the Russian military. But my point is, yes, they are a reflection of our society, but they can think and they behave like leaders as well. I watched them when I'm not going to say the name of the company, when I used to be in corporate world. I've seen a couple of them behave that way, so please let me know. Okay. UGBS says, you guys see the taco lost his footing and almost fell out of his taco. Oh yeah, we saw that. Ajuman Mahal says, I am more concerned about the cells that got in here across the border than the Latinos. Yes, but I am not saying, I'm saying Trump is creating, I keep saying his name, sorry, I have to get myself used to the thing, is creating an atmosphere. I'm not putting anything on Latinos, I'm saying people of color. Okay. Any other cells? Oh, well, yeah. They have more opportunity now to cause destructions because right now, if you notice, the fruitcake guy is looking inward. He's not paying attention on, what's happening or what's coming toward us. So, we are in a very bad situation. If Biden was in office, Netanyahu did this is because the fruitcake guys okayed it. And when I heard about it last night, I knew. I'm like, yeah, we didn't know about it. And this morning, Netanyahu said that's not true. He told them what he was going to do. There is more to this, but we'll find out. But I don't want to compare the fight we have in our hands with a terrorist cell at all. It's not the same thing. But what I'm saying is the fruitcake guy is creating an atmosphere where we are no longer one people. We've crossed it yesterday. Okay. Right now, we have two Americas, and it's not Republicans versus Democrats. No. It's those of us who believe in democracy and the MAGA movement. And MAGA will fail. Okay? Because if you notice, the way fruitcake is treating Hispanics, and it's not only Hispanics, blacks, you name it. And this morning I saw on a video an Afghan gentleman who helped our military when they were fighting in Afghanistan. They arrested him and put him in a fast-track list for deportation back to Afghanistan. So it's not only Latinos. I'm a black man, I'm not an expert on racism because I wasn't born here. I can be the, and once that Haitian thing kicks in, dying is the last thing on my mind. Forget it. So I will lose it. I've done it. Okay, somebody walked into a room once. That was in a summer between my junior college and going to four-year school. And he walked into a room where we were testing a system, and he called us all degenerates. I was only there for a couple of weeks. I made sure he lost his job. I flipped. I told him point blank, I don't know who you're talking to, but I'm not a degenerate. And I went to HR, and oh my God, I made noise. I don't know, but it seems like something happened. Within a few weeks, he disappeared. And that's only one example I'll give you. I've given other examples. So once I deal with racism my own way. But let me tell you, right now, I have nieces and nephews who are in the corporate world. The challenges are crazy. Okay? So it's worse for everybody because Trump has made it fashionable to mistreat people that's different from them. But we will get back to normal, and we will be a better country after this. Going forward for the next 6 months to a year or so, it's not going to be easy. But we will overcome, like Martin Luther King says. So let's see what happens. Meg Marriott says, Milou, how is G7 meeting going to go with fruitcake there? There are going to be disagreement behind the scenes. We will know about the leaks from leaks. Okay. But I watched a video one of you shared with me where I don't remember somebody from the Canadian government. He basically had a news conference and read Fruitcake, the Riot Act. He basically said the Prime Minister is being nice, but he doesn't understand why they are letting a rapist, a convicted felon, and among other things, he called fruitcakes, country. So, yeah. I told you guys they were going to link arms with the rest of the world and go after Trump. Canadian politicians are they understand completely what's going on here, and they are not the only one, okay? People around the world understand what's going on, the dynamic. Why do you think she's dog-walking fruitcake? He knows what's going on in this country. It's an open society. They know how most Americans feel about what's going on. So he's not going to receive the same respect he had received in the past. Yeah, they will deal with him. He's the American in the people's house. But there won't be much love. Let's put it that way. Okay. Janice Maxwell says, according to Project 2025 implementation in 180 days. Yes, I just bought the book. I have a book that explains, because that's the one that's best for me, because there are certain things I don't know, the legal stuff. So I have to read the chapter about the stage we are on today. But I don't feel they're going to be able to meet their goals. And the fruitcake guy, when once he faces challenges, he backs down. And that's what's to come. The Supreme Court is going to try to find a way to give him a win, because what happened yesterday, California suing Newsom. Newsom is awesome. Newsom suing him. He won the first round. Fruitcake appealed, reinstated. Okay. Next Tuesday, he will race to the Supreme Court. Okay. And they're going to do the same thing again. Give him a win. You know, it's like, it's a mishmash of, instead of standing up with and keep democracy alive, like I said, they are compromised. Okay. But regardless, the show of force, the people power tomorrow and days to come will send a powerful message. Americans won't stand up for this, period. And yes, they will get the message. Okay? The bullying is not working, but that's all Fruitcake knows how to do. He's about to learn a nasty lesson. The G7 meeting, sorry about that, Meg Marriott. I hope you heard my answer. The reception is not going to be the same, but they have to be respectful to, they don't like him. Okay? And Project 2025, yeah. You know, it was easier in the past to establish a dictatorship, because before the people find out when things are happening, today things, you know, we find out in real time every move that is made. That was not in the past. So it gave those dictators time to do whatever they want to do. And also, like, I don't remember who said 180 days, 185 days, be grateful, and somebody else said the same thing. Okay? That's why the sprinting, trying to implement whatever it is they want to implement and think they're going to get away with it. It's not going to work. And in fact, it's a mistake. Thinking they can, today, I can speak and take advantage of my First Amendment right, and the next day you're telling me no? Oh, we're going to have a problem. And that's what, I mean, I'm using that as an example. But that's what basically they want to do in 180 days. Norm, when she says, well, we're here to liberate California, you know, from communists and stuff like that, who's going to believe that? The lies. I told you guys a long time ago, those of you who have been with me for a long time, I said that's what's going to cause Fruitcake's demise. Everything is built on lies. They have to lie. Yesterday, Norm went and said, oh, he forced his way into the room, blah, blah, blah. And this morning, he's waking up with mud in her face. And she's looking dumber than ever. Not good. And the people, some in the MAGA movement, are not very happy with that either. Because what do you think they are? Fools? But there is a percentage, like I've always said, they will always stick with the Fruitcake guys no matter what, but it's okay. Oh, Francesca Gianella says, I'm Milou and everyone. Most military are against this deployment by Fruitcake. Yes, you're right. I've heard some people who communicate or with people in the military. Well, that's why I'm saying, well, it validates what I've been saying. I don't think they're going to fire on us. And you know, the third thing on here, this destabilization of America, we are not feeling it yet. But let me tell you, right now, this country is not stable. And I feel like saying, if something were to go wrong, it will go very wrong. Because if you watch the people, his cabinet members, Fruitcake's cabinet members who have been testifying this week, oh my God, what a train wreck. Actually, the woman who's a Secretary of Education, she doesn't even know American history. And I'm not talking about things that happened in the 1700s. I'm talking about recent stuff. She has no clue. Among a whole bunch of other ones. Democrats were able to trip them all over the place. And actually yesterday, he was asked, is there a plan to invade Greenland? He couldn't answer. And also, it's because, do you guys remember I told you, all these people, they have a list of orders, things that they are supposed to do? I read this morning, the feedback from Axios, the way they judge the analysis, according to what Axios said, okay? And also, there are reports after that application that he was using. This guy is terrified, okay? That's part of the reason I think his wife was at the Pentagon with him every day. She was like an assistant. It seemed like that one bad guys I told you he was drinking, they said sometimes he would come in unshaven, okay? But it seems like, according to Axios, the analysis is he did not have information from the people's house as to what to say. He was afraid to give his own answers. But they asked him about Greenland. He did not give a straight answer. That's number one. Number two, he didn't say that he would obey a court order about his troops in California if he were ordered by the Supreme Court to remove them. This guy is a disaster. He's a train wreck. And all these people, like I told you a long time ago, you can do these things in Haiti, it will work. You do it in some other countries, it will work. In this country, it's not happening. And Trump, Fruitcake, okay, is so stupid. He learned from everything from the guy from Hungary, Orban, and try to implement them with that Project 2025 stuff here. And that's why he's accusing and mistreating migrants. Instead of being creative and, do things a little differently, they just plug it in and think it's going to work. No matter what approach they used, it wouldn't work. But the way he went about grabbing Orban's tactic and execute the Project 2025, disaster. And that's why we are watching the unfolding of a disaster of the Fruitcake regime. Watch. Okay. And I don't have, I was looking at watching a video because there's an attorney, her name is Simone. I I can't watch the whole thing, but I look for parts that are important, and also I pick up the energy of what's happening in the courtroom. Everything is the same. And like I said yesterday, every day that goes by till the end of this trial, the prosecution is going to make sure Diddy doesn't have a way out. And if you can't get a retrial or a mistrial, forget it. Yeah, that's how bad and terribly I feel when I listen to that lady. Okay. Let's see. Sean Greenwich, I'm not going to answer that. You know what you posted, right? If you guys notice, I've stayed far, far, far away from that stuff. Okay, I'm looking for... Milou says, I've been getting a lot of song hits lately. Before LA, I got it getting hot out here. Before that, I got we're gonna have a funky good time. This week I got time for this. Well, that sounds right. You know, some of us we use energy differently to get messages. That's Milou's way of getting messages. But that resonates, Milou. All right. Catherine Gilbert says, Milou, do you see any violence tomorrow? We should be aware. What concerns me, thank you for asking that, because there is so much and I'm trying to keep it so tight. My concern tomorrow are, KKK people, the 3%ers, and MAGA, crazy MAGAs, may try to cause disruption. I was thinking about that, in fact, this morning. Thank you for asking. Yes, there's potential for that, okay? But it feels like to me, people who are marching will boot them out, because they did the same thing during the George Floyd situation, okay? There was a guy a MAGA, who was going around, I believe, in Indianapolis, wherever that happened, okay? He was breaking storefront windows, causing a whole lot of damages, to blame it on BLM people. And it wasn't, that's one example that came to mind because I remember watching the video. But there are a bunch of other examples of people from MAGA and 3%ers who were doing things and blaming it on BLM, yeah. Petra Moreira says, but he also did not deny that they will go into Greenland. Oh, yes, you're right, Petra. I'm sorry, I thought I made that clear. Yeah, but trust me, they're not going. They're about to have their hands full, okay? Those protests are going to get a lot more intense. Peaceful, but intense and scary. And when I say scary in terms of their sizes, do you guys remember a while back I said this protest thing is going to pick up speed and it's going to have a lot more people watch. Kenneth Blingsley says, Milou, this regime cannot put this train wreck back on the track. Nope. I agree with you. Okay. Gracie says, is it true that they are paying people to attend the parade? Yes. I read it. In fact, it was in one of the programs that I watched last night, but I don't remember which one. Yes, they have. In fact, somebody, they saw, the ad, they saw the ad. They're paying people to attend tomorrow because people are not buying the tickets. So I don't know how many people, well, it's money. We are in hard time right now. This regime is trying to keep us poor, like I said a couple of years ago. Yep. Let me see. Catherine Gilbert says, Milou, your join as a member isn't showing today. I've looked. I'm sorry. It should be under the video after I'm done. I don't know. I never really looked for it, but I'll look today. I have no control over that. Once you create membership if you have a membership thing, YouTube automatically place it there. But thank you for letting me know. I'll check. I'll let them know. Oh, yes, Mindure says, don't forget tomorrow is also Flag Day. Yes, if you celebrate that. Absolutely. Landy says, ask on Craigslist for seat fillers. Yep. Okay, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, Chat Manitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Laurie Gilbert. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good to talk. If you like the channel, please help me get to 50,000. Yes. If you're not a subscriber and if you like the channel, I would appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up. I will see you all tomorrow. Yesterday I created a video, but I didn't have time to edit it. But by the time, it was after the Senator Padilla stuff, I didn't have a chance to edit it because I was, oh boy, all hell broke loose. Hi, Maxine. So I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.